But now we come here say their welfare is not today okay. I not be lawyer. Now me carry lawyer come so that I go ask him questions and then go let me know if what with the year na fake news or na true. Say judges they use their money buy diesel. I dey here for studio with barrister OGHENEVO OTEMU in a barrister lawyer we based here for Abuja, but sometimes in the run. No sense they look the glass like those judges. So that you don't go data come back. Barrister, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for having me.
So data movement, the plan chieftaincy.
What am I going to do?
Good morning.
Good morning.
The matter how they look so now judges matter. Where they have for Supreme Court.
Okay.
Which people be judges self? What do them be?
Okay, judges now people will. Because some people they think say once they just see anybody will be lawyer, they think say a judge.
And they think before.
No, a judge now people when they appoint, when they sit down, they judge cases.
Okay.
When the lawyers go come with their client, make their case before them, then those people now then go decide. They go hear the evidence from the parties, the people when they get issue or when they quarrel or when they get matter. With their lawyer protecting them, helping them to make their case to the judge.
Okay.
Then the judge now go come decide saying no, now you dey guilty, now you not dey guilty, now you dey correct, now you not dey correct.
But if you that kind of person with that kind of position now, his salary and everything is supposed to be very, very okay.
Correct.
So that you know they bias. But you as a lawyer now, how you see their welfare packages for the judges?
Okay, yeah. The issue of welfare for judges don't be a recurring issue for a very long time because that kind of person when if he sit down, decide matter, say this person is correct, this person is not correct, particularly in this kind of political period when cases they go court, political cases they go court. If you not take good care of them, there's this tendency of self-survivor. If you not take off, you go find way to take off himself. So really, I think government need to do more to improve the welfare of judges. For instance, when you see a judge, you see a judge of a court of appeal or high court, you see House of Assembly member, they drive big jeeps, they make big money, or House of Rep member, they make that kind of money they make, you know, and some people when they some parastatals, they live large. And then when they do more of the work or serious work for government, they know they get their welfare properly taken care of. So then they, at some point, if you don't pay your school fees, your children's school fees, you must generate, you must find how
you must take care. School fees must pay.
It must come out. So how will they come out? Because we know they take proper care of them, they create room for that pressure on them. To the extent when they say, if anybody now come from outside to say from among the people when they do case for their before them to say, okay, take this one, make you do the case, favor me. You go quick them take. So because they know if you not take good care of them, you create room for corruption within the judicial system. At some point, justice will not be for the highest bidder.
How did they appoint CJN for that judiciary?
Okay, CJN,
like this one now. How did they appoint them? And through the right channel, how did they appoint them?
Okay, so in order to tell we hear of Justice Onoge when they sack unceremoniously.
Sack have been a suspend.
When I suspend, whether I sack, whether I retirement, at the end of the day, we never know how the matter at the end. But they remove them. We can use the word remove. They remove them unceremoniously, you know, through some backdoor arrangement, and that now created room for the next most senior person to step in, like this man. And don't forget, the time that this man takes step in, the way he himself will take step in. I remember at this station, this television and other places where we condemn him. You understand? And the same spoon when they serve overnight, they want to serve him now. Exactly, because he was very willing at that point to immediately step into another place when, in actual fact, he would have been among those who would have protected
the interest of
the judicial arm. Because what was done to Omega at that time was unnecessarily exposing the judicial arm of government to unnecessary attack by the executives. But he joined them. They never took the television by him don't jump enter because they be the next most senior officer. So the proper procedure.
If you not jump enter.
No, for me, we felt because we see waiting go on. How can somebody, one lawyer for code of conduct tribunal, he's not a judge, that man is not a judge, he's just a lawyer sitting there, not a judicial officer, just give expert order, the sack CJN. It was totally an arbitrary step taken too far.
So like these 14 judges we right now, you see I'm saying a gang up or not the real thing with them for the judicial system at the top point.
Okay, you don't call them gang up, you know, call them gang because for 14 Supreme Court justices, these are the creme de la creme in the judicial system, to sit down and then sign that kind complaint. Not be joke, they'll not be small children. None of them there be small pikin. To we go market, go they misbehave. If now young lawyers like us, now here you go, we fit say okay, they are youth for example. Those are mature people. The least there should be like 60. Now, so now old men, mature people, when they experience everything from the scratch till that point. So not be that people that see them, and this not the first time they are seeing a CJN handle the affairs of the Supreme Court, and they made it very clear. So the truth of the matter, that issue is a very serious issue when they say everybody in the legal community supposed take very serious, and the government supposed to take them very serious. And one thing when they worry me, the complaint when these people bring, so I'm not sure they reach the complaint when they bring against Onoge.
But why?
And you see the swift way when the thing handle no matter. But in this case now, we never hear anything from government, we never hear anything from Attorney General, everywhere quiet.
Waiting those justices, waiting they write for that letter. Now anything get to do in money matter.
Yes, everything borders.
EFCC they silent.
But everything borders, particularly about financial misappropriation of the funds of the Supreme Court. They say they're not take proper care of them again. They're not get common internet. Supreme Court not provide internet to Supreme Court justices. It's a shame. How much is internet? They're not for their generators. We know say NEPA not they give us light again. Even tariff, even talk as far as to pay tariff, say because they increase tariff. You know if you pay their tariff. So a whole Supreme Court judge should not be sleeping without light. Mosquito will pursue him up and down for it. Tomorrow you say make you come give judgment. In a case we go worth over hundreds of billions. So if you call from back door, give them 1 billion. If I want to collect work after,
I'll collect.
So you are not creating. It's in fact we should commend them for not keeping quiet and using the system to enrich themselves, but to cry out so that the system can be placed, can be corrected, so that the proper thing can be done. If not, they get options. By election petition 1 or so. And now their table might be waiting the end. They get options. Now just to keep quiet, they just sell. They can make. If I want to become governor today, they can make me governor today. Now just their pronouncement, whatever they pronounce. There was a time a lawyer was in. I was in the Supreme Court. A lawyer was in the Supreme Court. He was making a case. Now just Supreme Court, they just ask him, "Are you sure you will go home from here?" That was the question. And if he do anyhow, they think from there. That order him to Kuje prison, and to it don't go be that. So the power when these people they wield, there's so much to the extent maybe say not the people you go toil with to the extent where you say you not fit pay their they not fit fuel their generators, they not fit buy lights, they not fit travel for seminars. Meanwhile, the Supreme Court, the CJN, they travel with your wife and children.
Oh, all the justices supposed to travel every year?
For training. These are people, they have to go for training, go for refresher trainings, go for even vacation. Because the level of work when they do now, what people say they do, they need to go cool their head. If not, the pressure will be too much for them. They can't do that again because you say funds not there.
But
so the previous, but you they travel. Funds not there for others, but you get funds. So the previous chief justices, how have they been managing their affairs?
But you get what I won't really find out. Nigerians now they understand where would they go. This program now so it will go get to the root. Waiting be or not get of a financial issue like this too.
Yes, they say that they see some money for whether for your house or for your account, foreign account. They get foreign account and all those things. But they're not denying everything.
Okay. But this one now, why EFCC they quiet to this matter? It never reach when EFCC supposed.
So at some point there is this politics of this one our own, as against that one not be our own. So that is exactly what. If not, let me go to ask you the question too, because me too, are they shocked as they shocked? Up to this minute, AGF never talk put. They never set up any EFCC no they inquire into Supreme Court activities again because now their brother and I did there. So all these kind of things.
No, the rich brothers.
No, wait. Now you can't create. Listen, you can't create. You can't create. Now what you create for people head be that. What you have to think.
Yeah, okay.
You don't understand? I'm not saying that whether it is reality or not, but which perception? Because perception matters. Which perception are they create? If because of Noge, na South man, see what you never do, you blow them out of proportion. As if the whole world will collapse now. The strip and come out, unceremoniously. Now, to that level. One small boy, where every go banners go they fight, they fight for street like Agberu. Pass one useless paper, use until watch the man come out from office like that. Now, senior men don't talk against the one day there. You keep everywhere quiet as if nothing they happen. So which message do they try pass?
My country people, now they let me ask the question on a barrister OGHENEVO OTEMU, I ask him. Say the same Cain where they take Cain Peter, where they use a Cain Paul. The Cain will take Cain first wife, use a Cain second wife. But if Supreme Court justices they complain like this, how state judiciary can't be fair? That means those ones that they beg for food with that too. Of
course, the truth of the matter, they say the powers where heads of courts they wield, we need to also revisit it. They get one kind of absolute powers. And beyond that absolute power, there was a time when they say that they go cap in hand to governors to beg before they feed the eat. But right now, judicial autonomy has been passed, and I believe each of the states is complying with that. So if they are complying with that, the power now shifts from the governor or the president, as the case may be, to the heads of courts. I know that at federal level, government has given autonomy to judiciary. So now, straight once the budget come, the money will come direct from federation account.
That's what we hear for local government. Local government never collect their shingban.
No, yes, because local government own. I think this new constitutional amendment now will correct it.
Which year do you down?
No, there's a new. I hear say Kogi State. It don't go the states. So Kogi State don't pass their own yesterday. If 2/3 of the states confirm them, then. Governors not go get power over local government accounts again because full autonomy we don't do for local government. Yes. That's what then concern us. No, yes, now that will concern us. Yes.
My country, when I still the matter of our country, Nigeria, when I know say this man when I see a lawyer MBO, forget say we are native. When I see colleague yesterday, why that your colleague we are native doctor cloth? I be traditional cloth come court yesterday. Now fake news I be na comedy in just court.
Well, I'm not sure it's not comedy because I watched him. He's my friend. Malcolm is my friend. Also from my side, Honorable myself. Okay, if you see the attire when you come, and I really enjoy him. Now, Honorable attire, now enter. You not go blame him. Why I say you not go blame him? For lawyers, we get dress code over time. Not only law, there are institutions like schools. Get uniforms when they well laid down, when they follow all this way, whether you be Christian or whether you be Muslim.
Yes.
Somehow, religion don't enter the dress code. Some say they not wear hijab, it affect their religion. Some say they not wear skirts. For institutions, when they wear trouser, if you know they not wear like NYC now, everybody wear trouser. Whether you're a man, whether you're a woman. But some, because of the Christian, they say they belong to one denomination in the Christianity, they cannot wear trouser, it must be skirt. If they wear trouser, they will go hell. So because of that, they not go wear trouser. Now skirt, they go wear. Police as an institution, they get dress code proper that has been on from time immemorial. because of religion, they smuggle in other dress patterns. Even lawyers with their dress code. We'll be producing lawyers. We produce Muslim chief justice, female Muslim chief justice in the person of Aloma Mukhtar. She complied with the dress code provided by the legal profession. But just recently, some people will be like saying, I don't know the religion past the people who practice and people who teach them. They are now smuggling in their religious attires.
And smuggle, no be caught.
Wait now, I call it smuggling. Smuggled in, and then that's those attires that they are smuggling in or forcing into the system. All the courts can they approve them to the extent Supreme Court don't give them a nod. So according to Malcolm, Supreme Court not go talk say another person get right to dress the way he need to dress in accordance with his religion, and then me as a lawyer or him as a lawyer no go get right to dress in accordance to my religion. You don't know if na Igbe I dey go, if na Olukwa I dey worship, you don't know.
Na Shango.
If na Shango I dey worship. So therefore, if you now force because as it seems the current dress code approved by all these institutions, they see them as Christian dressing. They make Muslims, particularly Muslim ladies, they won't bring their own in to protect their own religion. Therefore, you must also allow the African traditional worshipper to protect his religion. Because the Constitution guarantees right to freedom of thought, conscience, and worship, religion. Another part when they be this, that African traditional religion as a religion in Nigeria has been suffering unnecessary attack by government, by institutions of government, by everybody. Why do I say so? If there be any national program, they will say Christian prayer, Muslim prayer.
Finish.
Why? By so doing, you have infringed on the right of the African traditional worshippers. This Christianity na colonization I bring down. Not if you borrow colonization I bring Christianity. I'm a Christian, no. Christianity na colonization I bring Christianity to us. Now people call colonizers now force us. So by birth they don't born me as a Christian and I have to be Christian, because if they born me for Sokoto for the Muslim. Islam na colonization still bring down to Nigeria. The normal tradition we will get for here before, which is African traditional worship, has now been declared to be illegal, demonic. Almost like demonic, illegal, satanic. If I don't know, I never give up. So that's the problem. Now, but the Constitution guarantees those people their right of their worship. Now, if you walk out today, they arrest people when they say, "Oh, police go party." You don't see police party people. They will say they arrested them in shams. That is an infringement on the right of that person. Since when has sham become a crime? Sham not be crime. The way you hold Bible, the way you hold Quran, the way you hold native this talisman, and the way you hold rosary. Now, so that man hold if na knife and red towel wey dey tie put if na kokoro or na carry. That is his Bible. That is his rosary. So you must also protect. No, you must also protect his right. We are talking about rights now, fundamental human right, which is guaranteed by the Constitution, African Charter, and all international books. Give people their right to worship. And so, if you not approve, say somebody cannot wear hijab, fully hijabbed, into court, into school, into police, then you should also allow the Igbe woman to tie her Igbesu, her red or white this thing, with a white chalk for one or two of the face, and the things for body.
Go for Nigeria. But I continue, I don't see how. So why we carry people come like this? With the year, me I don't learn again today. So I go advise all those our native doctors when they put themselves together. Bring one presidential candidate. You understand? So if una win, if he puts down a traditional this thing for inside our constitution, because without that, anything when I give person make tie for waste, we will call her charm. When I don't get, when they never feel bring president, will be native doctor come.
How many traditional worshippers they do now? In fact, they have all converted to either Christianity or Islam.
Because they know they know they accept.
Because they are not, thank you, people not accept them. They see them as. If you come talk to the native doctor, everybody will I better be careful. So people are scared of them. So
thank you very much. We'll let you go so that we will bring Chuks Akuna, who will be the executive director of Authority newspaper.
Yes.
We want to talk about other issues of national interest.
Yes.
This native doctor thing, I suppose ask and say, because we want to talk about presidential candidates. Why among all, we don't even see what native doctor? I mean, they don't forget say the feet rule.
So the ones who do that should tell you they be Christian or they be Muslim.
No.
That's the point. The way they do so they not be, some of them when they there, they patronize even the native doctor or pass anything. So don't worry yourself. Now you know what you deserve.
Okay, now we go know what Trump is.